Hi, my name is Tony, and today I want to share with you something very, very personal about money mindset and money beliefs. Something that took me a lot of years to understand, and this is something that you will not hear from many manifestation coaches or money experts actually. It will be a very interesting video. It's worth sticking around. For a long time, I thought I had serious money issues, and don't get me wrong, I did, because I was lacking resources and money indeed to have a good life. So like everybody else, what did I do? I started reading everything that had to do with manifestation, with international money manifestation trainings, the ones that I took, and I was thinking that money is just another topic, like for example health. Like if you learn the good supplements and you take those supplements, it will have a simple consequence, because I found the root, and the consequence will be that I take the supplement, I get better, and there is a direct result. In the same way, I thought I will work on my money beliefs, I get a direct result because I changed my money beliefs. Well, guess what? Nothing happened, not in that way. So I studied it for a very long time, and I was very, very disappointed because money didn't work like that. So maybe you are the same way, but I believe that money was a separate self-development topic. A lot of people still teach it like this. Every coach, teacher, business mentor, they say that money is a separate topic. But a few years ago, when I dove deeper into existential psychology and a lot of years of working with clients and workshops and lectures on trauma psychology actually, and everything that had to do with trauma and belief systems, I discovered something that you will not hear from anybody else. And I'm sharing this with you because most professionals in whatever field that you work in regarding money, they work with money the wrong way. The results are lacking or not consistent because they do not change money beliefs the way they need to be changed. So stay till the end of the video and I will share my biggest secret with you. So there is something different about fixing a money mindset, because money is something, it cannot be fixed. It's wrong to say that we want to fix a money mindset, heal my money blocks, rewrite my money beliefs, because you cannot do that. I put so much energy into doing that, trying to realize and understand money, until I understood something very shocking. Clearly, people cannot have a money problem. And most likely, I never had a money problem, and most likely neither do you. Yes, I grew up with financial lack, not a little. I didn't have everything. My parents couldn't afford a lot of things. My father disappeared. So there was a lot of things why I was lacking money. My parents tried to support my pharmacy degree until a point, but I was the one paying everything that regarded my psychology degrees alone, while also raising a small child. And if you think about it, having another psychology degree after pharmacy takes you 7-9 years. So no, it wasn't easy. I'm not saying that I didn't have money problems in this way. I'm not trying to gaslight anybody, because we do believe, a lot of us, that we have money problems. But what I'm trying to tell you is that those problems are not because of the word money. And what made it even harder for me, and it's making it even harder for you, is the fact that you are working on the wrong belief system, because money is not a belief system. Just think about it. Money is a tool. It's a resource. It's a tool of exchange. It's not a belief system, because you cannot get rid of it. If you get rid of money, what will you do? Live under a bridge? No. So it's not the kind of belief system that you get rid of, like you want to get rid of a bad habit. Then again, if you don't have enough money, you suffer again. And let's be honest. How and what can you or could you live without money in today's society? You just can't. In today's society, you can't even get the proper medical care, which is basic health, if you don't have money. But deep inside our nervous system, money represents something completely different, not a belief system. Think about it. We are living on Earth. On Earth, abundance is our birthright. How do we know that? Because in the early humans who lived in caves, they had trees. They had the right to pick a fruit from a tree that grew for free. Even today, when I walk on the street, like I have a mulberry tree where I live, and I just walk on the street, and I discovered one of these days that there were so many mulberries on the floor, the fruits, that actually with my white shoe I stepped on it. I was like, oh my god, so many mulberries. And that's when I realized, oh my god, the amount of abundance that we have mulberry trees, and fruits are falling. So we cannot say that abundance doesn't exist and that it's not everybody's right to have it. Nature doesn't ask for permission permission to create abundance. Nature never says you don't deserve this. Nature gives and gives and gives. Abundance is the natural state of our lives. So the feeling of lack is a learned feeling, and it's a learned conditioning. And unfortunately, when I traced it back, it all led to the wars. Because transgenerational trauma, I am a psychotherapist also, and I do transgenerational trauma healing, and that is passed down epigenetically. This is why we can inherit lack in our cell memory, and this is science now, not spirituality. So I inherited war survival patterns, as did you, from my ancestors. What could be different is maybe that you have a different set of beliefs that I do, but we all inherited different belief systems of lack when our ancestors had to live in fight or flight or freeze. So I already was born with the inherited belief that I don't deserve money. I believe that I had to fight for survival, for my right to exist in this world, and to get anything, even a little bit of it. And because of my basic needs were not met, I labeled it money problems, just like everybody else does. But as I said, money is not a belief, it's a resource. You cannot get rid of it. And let me give you Petra's example. She is one of my clients. Of course, I changed the names of my clients. Petra's mother was 22 when she had a really exciting night out, and Petra slipped in because there was no contraception, and well, it happened. And the thing was that her mother realized it very late when she was pregnant, and she didn't want a baby so young at that age. But think about the late 70s in a European country, this was Hungary, and abortion wasn't necessarily legal. There were certain countries where abortion was mostly inhibited or restricted. So by the time that she understood what was happening, Petra was already on her way. And when I was working with Petra, we discovered beliefs in the cellular memory that I am not wanted here. My existence is a burden. My full presence is a threat to the world. So I have no safe place in the world. And think about it. When your very first home is your mother's womb, that's for everybody. And this place is not safe because the baby felt the mother's fear, the resistance, that she really, really doesn't want to be pregnant at this moment. It wasn't something directed to Petra. It was just a woman's fear because something happened that she didn't want in that time, and it felt a lot of resistance and she felt a lot of stress. And as we now know, stress hormones go directly to the womb and to the baby, so they can inherit those same belief systems. So Petra was already born with the belief system that I have no safe space. I can be pushed out of here in any moment, because her mother was thinking of abortion, but it wasn't quite so possible. So it wasn't even for the lack of trying of her mother that Petra survived. These things don't disappear anywhere. They remain in our cell memories. So Petra, when she was an adult, she clung to money. She became a workaholic because she was very sure that she has no safe space in the world. She needs an apartment. She needs money. She wanted all the money in the world. But then again, she didn't get it. She wanted safety. So money became her placeholder for safety. She never wanted exactly money. She always wanted guys with a lot of money. Everybody could have said that Petra was a gold digger, but I can assure you she wasn't. She only wanted safety, but she thought she wanted this through money. And yes, money guarantees safety in our world, but you cannot work with Petra or anybody else regarding the beliefs that, okay, money is safe. Of course money is safe. What I don't feel safe is my place in the world. That's what she felt. Money was her guarantee that she would stay somewhere, that she wouldn't be thrown out, that she wouldn't lose her home or stability. And for this, she needed money. That was her guarantee. But what she truly wanted, it was not a big amount of money. It was her brain to understand that she truly has the right to exist in this world with us. Now let me ask you, do we really have to work ourselves into burnout just to convince our unconscious mind that we have the right to exist even regardless of money? Petra didn't want a very full bank account. She wanted existential safety. And guess what? When your mind understands existential safety, your outer reality will reflect that back with a lot of money. So that's what's important. Money wasn't for luxury or status, but it looks like that from the outer world. She wanted a home. She wanted something that she had a guarantee she won't be kicked out of the way that her mother was thinking of kicking her out of the womb. Of course, figuratively. She wanted a car so she could have mobility. She wanted a sense of certainty. She wanted to know that she has the right to be there where she is. And when she didn't have the money, this triggered her deepest sense of fear of being kicked out of the womb. So it wasn't necessarily a financial lack, but we always leave it as a financial lack. So when she didn't have money, she didn't feel just a lack of so-called paper of money. She felt unsafe in the world. She felt as if the world would say to her the moment when she didn't get money that you have no right to be here on this earth with us. And as you can see, because many of you have been probably feeling this way, this is not a logical fear. This is not an action and the consequence. This is a nervous system imprint. This is cellular memory. This is our mammalian brain at work, our autonomous nervous system, our epigenetics. You can say it however you want it, but this is why I teach and I'm having workshops, and I'm also having one-on-one sessions changing the unconscious nervous system level, perinatal and transgenerational imprint work, because our problems are never tied to the actual money, because money is not a belief that you can change. The roots are often somewhere completely different, having nothing to do with money, shaped by generations of war, danger, and survival. So if Petra's story didn't resonate with you, let me tell you another client's story, John's story. John was highly educated. He had multiple degrees, yet he earned far less than his expertise deserved. When we explored his relationship with money, we found a very deep and unconscious imprint that if I am strong, if I have a lot of power, I am a threat to other people. And this also came from the womb stages. His mother, when pregnant with John, she could only keep the peace in the house with John's father only if she held back her power, if she held back her voice, if she suppressed her own strength. His father was very volatile. He was angry if he drank from time to time. He was creating a lot of tension in the house, and this for a pregnant woman was very, very unsettling. They wanted John. He was a desired baby. Unlike Petra, he was really, really wanted by both of the parents, but of course they were unintegrated parents, meaning they didn't consciously realize the consequences of their emotional actions. So when John's mother, being pregnant with him, she stood in her power, he felt, his father, his husband, felt threatened and he attacked her. He wanted to show his power. So when a baby John was born, he learned that if I am very strong, someone will get hurt. When I step into my power, danger happens, or I'm a threat to other people. And whatever the mother feels in pregnancy, the baby will feel it too, because they are stress hormones. So as an adult, John unconsciously sabotaged his success, though consciously with his prefrontal cortex, with his conscious mind, he wanted success. He worked extra to gain success. So money became dangerous because power was dangerous. It wasn't about money, it was actually about personal power. His unconscious belief said that if I have money, then I will be a threat, meaning I will be attacked, meaning if I am powerful, I will be destroyed or hurt or whatever. That was something similar to what his father would have done to his mother while being pregnant. So he always held himself back, but always desired the money, thinking that he didn't even realize he wanted power. He thought he wanted money for something else. He thought he wanted success, really. So he stayed small. And not because he wasn't good enough, he was extra qualified, but because his nervous system believed money was dangerous, because with money he could achieve his real goal. This is why money manifestations don't work. These two examples of Petra and John are really good examples why it's not about money. This is why positive thinking about money won't work. I did it, oh my god, I did it so many years. I was just thinking, why isn't it working? Did I not say it 200 times? Did I say them only 199 times or half an hour a day? It was wasted time. Honestly, it will have a little imprint, but mostly on your conscious parts of your mind, not on your autonomous nervous system. So it's something, but you cannot change it as fast as you would like to. Stimulating only the prefrontal cortex, but the unconscious nervous system will run your program as much as it wants, unless you can really understand how it runs the show. So this is the biggest secret that no one will tell you, is that your problem is never money. Money is something we need, we want, it's normal, we should have it. Your real stress is mostly probably your birth stress. It's not always at the birth time, but it can be a maternal rejection, it can be a womb fear. So it's something that happened before you had a conscious awareness. We get this conscious awareness around 2 years because we have the implicit memory. So all these transgenerational war traumas are already epigenetically imprinted inside of you before you even start to think for yourself. These are epigenetic survival programs. And it doesn't just stop there, what your pregnant mother survived, it starts with your ancestors. So this is why money problems cannot be talked through with a therapist. I'm a therapist also, but it's not about talking it through. These must be rewritten in the deepest layers of the nervous system. And this is the work that I specialize in. And this is the actual work to change certain beliefs that will never come back. Not after 6 years you experience the same type of trauma or something very similar. No, you can watch my Vanishing Twin Syndrome. I will explain it there, why certain types of trauma will resurface years and years back. I used to be a Vanishing Twin Syndrome kind of pregnancy, and every 5 years I relived losing a partner. So I studied it a lot, what makes reality manifest itself back in the exact same horrible form. So you can lose your money again, or you can lose your house twice, or you can have maybe 10 after 10 years of car accidents. So there are certain type of traumas that we do inherit, and we actually relive it in a nicer form than our ancestors did, or maybe in a very different way. But the autonomous nervous system has its own logic, and I can help you with that. And by the way, if you're new here, I want to say something important, that I am actually a Hungarian YouTuber. I have been in with 6 years of experience, so YouTube is not new to me, but I just opened my Integrated Self English channel, so I can say I do have a lot of experience. Not international experience, though. I would be so honored, and I'm very interested if we can work together, or if you need consultation, then I can help you. And I have been also a psychotherapist and a pharmacist, and I have a lot of experience in coaching, even theta healing. So I've done quite a lot of work in the past 18 years of my life. So even if this Integrated Self channel is very new, I can bring you years of expertise, and I have years of positive feedback from my clients and thousands of hours worked with clients, workshops behind me. And if you feel called to work with me, I have one spot left. You can visit my website, Integrated Self, where we can go very deep into these unconscious patterns. I work with absolutely everything, even with people who want to try IVF and they cannot get pregnant. So I do work with absolutely everything, from people losing their money in their companies and they have no idea why, from phobias or everything. You can check out my website, you will see it there. But the thing is, everything can be rewritten in the unconscious mind. But the thing is, with money is not a belief, so it cannot be rewritten. From money, we have to find out the exact emotional pattern, and this is the big secret of the video. Money is just something that is above the emotional pattern. Money is a symptom. What do you want to do with money? You probably heard this question a million times. Okay, but what's the feeling that you desire with money? Yes, but even that's not enough. You have to find out the exact pattern and what happened with you. Why does your memory store this pain of what you heard with Petra and John? So money is the tool with which we just reach the emotional state that maybe your mother when you were in, maybe your ancestor was in, or maybe an uncle was in. Because epigenetics, it's very interesting. It can switch on and off from generation to generation. It's very, very interesting. And some beliefs get switched on or off in different generations in a different way. So it seems extremely complicated, and honestly, in a way it is. But the thing is, if you can get to the root cause, and if you heal the root of the roots in all your ancestry line, I can guarantee it to you will not give it to your child or niece or whoever, and you can change your internal system, you can change your health, you can change your vitality, you can change anything. So thank you for being here. Visit my webpage, like the video, share the video, because this is something extremely new in the world, and see you in my next video.